Okay, folks, the results are in. Put the main back on.
Thank you, Elon. Very cool.
Tell everybody I'm back in the game.
Right now, a historic moment. Donald Trump wins an astounding upset victory.
Tell everybody I'm back in the game.
So it appears there's been a few changes around here over the weekend. We have Donald J. Trump now reinstated on Twitter, to the dismay of many wokies out there. In terms of this, my thinking behind it, with the 2024 election coming up, Donald is surely going to be partaking on Twitter once again. And how does this relate to the crypto markets? Well, I think if a guy like this gets back in power, we won't see much austerity. He'll want the markets to go back into up-only mode and ensure the American people are well off once more. So I think in terms of the next bull cycle, this could well be one of the key positions to tick off on the bingo card if Donald does get back into power. It's not like he doesn't mind spending other people's money. We've also got Elon posting some incredible memes at this point as well. So starting off with the crypto markets here, as you can see, BTC has wicked below $16,000 overnight here. Ethereum is around $1,100 and has been, looking pretty bearish here due to the fact we have the FTX hacked funds making their way to market and a load of other things potentially on the table here with Genesis Digital Currency Group, that kind of news story I broke last Friday, seemingly heating up somewhat. So more on that in just a moment. But pretty bearish in crypto land, a lot of stuff in the red here, some big losers over the last 24 hours, down double-digit percentages. But what's been going on with ETH, the FTX hacker here has been dumping a load of ETH for Bitcoin. So the FTX exploiter, the entity that no one knows who it really is, some people are predicting it is, of course, Sam Bankman-Fried himself with a bit of a backdoor access route, which would make a lot of sense here. Well, this guy has been dumping a load of Ethereum into REN BTC pools, eating a load of slippage, but obviously not really caring about that. And they're looking to go and wash these coins now before making their timely exit from the market. So this news headline reads that 50,000 ETH was swapped into BTC, causing Ethereum to dip by around 3%. So of course this happened yesterday on Sunday, and this meant it was quite low liquidity over a weekend typically, and so big trades have higher price impacts. Now Mr. On-Chain, Zach XBT, has dispelled some myths here around the FTX hack. So I'm just going to quickly go through the three things he's refuting here, as they've kind of been popular over on Twitter. Mario Naufal, the guy who's running that epic Twitter Spaces, I think he's like really engagement farming everything at this moment in time, and a lot of misinformation is being put out there. So the three things that Zach is refuting within his tweet thread, which I'll leave down below. First and foremost, the Bahamian officials are behind the FTX hack. Incorrect. Second of all, exchanges know who the hacker is. Again, he believes this to be wildly incorrect due to the type of exchanges actually being utilized, and the so-called Kraken exchange user identity was actually a multi-sig being used by someone in the Alameda or FTX team there. Plus, the FTX hacker is trading meme coins. Again, he dispels this myth as he describes this as a form of spoofing that can be done on the blockchain. FTX official actually posted this yesterday. Exchanges should be aware that certain funds transferred from FTX Global and related debtors without authorization on the 11th of November are being transferred to them through intermediate wallets. Exchanges should take all measures to secure these funds to be returned to the bankruptcy estate. So the actual hacked funds are moving their way through the blockchain on various different protocols here. So yesterday, 25,000 ETH were converted into roughly $30 million of Bitcoin, and this was done utilizing REN BTC. So REN BTC is a form of wrapped Bitcoin on the Ethereum blockchain. Now this is quite funny due to the fact REN was the actual protocol bought out by Alameda, and essentially the REN team became part of Alameda. So a little bit of suspicion around this as well, but maybe just the hacker having a bit of fun with these kind of revelations. But what we saw is the hacker dumping the Ethereum, the stolen ETH, into REN BTC and taking a rather large hit on slippage. It wasn't the most liquid way to actually convert the two assets. But as the slippage was getting bigger, people were coming back into the market to arb this back up, So the hacker was actually getting better trade execution over the last night. The hacker had somewhere in the region of 250,000 ETH in total to dump. The process is still ongoing. We'll update once we have more information on that, but that is one of the major market movers here. So yesterday I did a video on GMX, check it out just above here, and I showed you how to short ETH on leverage, which was rather timely on this tiny little trade here, but up 49% overnight, which is pretty cool. But what we're seeing from this is the actual execution of the ETH being dumped here, and the fact that there is a lot of turmoil in the market and potential headlines that are going to break this week, making this a big week in crypto, as Barry would like to say. And Ethereum is now dangerously getting close to the $1,100 territory. That is an area of support. It looks like we're going to go and test this in the not too distant future here. So all eyes on the crypto markets to see if we do have some final form of capitulation here, as many are expecting. So a take on the situation from Forrest here is that 270 mil in ETH is obviously a large sum that is pretty hard to get away with in terms of cashing out. So what the individual who's hacking is likely doing is dumping the ETH on a liquid day and then max shorting Ethereum on private accounts, maybe on venues such as GMX that I just showed there. As a result, he's then accumulating a load of REN BTC. So he's going to have some fat bags of Bitcoin here and can play the game once again by shorting Bitcoin as he dumps the REN BTC. Goal is to capture the max price movement as many times as possible so he can clean up in his untracked accounts. There's also a lot of FUD going around about Jump. So Jump Crypto last week came out and said, look, we're not shutting down. We believe we're one of the most well-capitalized and liquid firms in crypto. If you need some money, come and holler at your boys. There's then been a FUD piece coming around here talking about Jump dumping a load of ETH via Binance, but typically what you're going to see is one of the largest market makers, they do just move funds between a load of different exchanges. So this isn't anything too out of the unusual, but this is consistent large movements of Ethereum into Binance. But if we just go down, we can actually see the Nansen dashboard that ZK Bobby posted here. And it shows that over the last week, their balance change is just down 4%. But if you look at the actual assets, there's barely a change on their ETH position. It's mainly the stable coins that have been drained here. Whether that means they're shoring things up, taking capital out of the crypto ecosystem, maybe in preparation for some bad news they think may be coming, or maybe they're having to use these funds to bail out others in the space. As we know, Jump have come to the rescue on numerous occasions previously. Remember the Solana hack? They stumped up 350 mil overnight. Then we have Grayscale not doing anybody favors in the market here. They failed to provide any form of proof of reserves for the Grayscale BTC or the Grayscale ETH. So now in a Wall Street Journal piece, a bit of a puff piece here on them, we're proud to work with Coinbase to keep our investors' assets safe. So pretty much Coinbase saying, yep, we have the funds of Grayscale. They're not lying about these things. Still no proof, however, and so the smoke continues to come from this story. Alex over at Nansen stating this, 2.5% of all ETH is sitting in the Grayscale trust, yet no one can find it on chain. Pretty sus stuff indeed. So in terms of having a big week, as Barry says, this could be the big week due to the fact we might see more from the story around Digital Currency Group, Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, etc. I'm starting to see this do the rounds here. CoffeeZilla covering it again. People mentioning this $1 billion raise, apparently crickets in terms of people wanting to actually step in with funds. Can't stress this enough, how desperate DCG is to sell Genesis loan book. 0 takers right now, not any. David Gockenstein, a lot of people are worried about the DCG 1.1 bill situation. This isn't a good thing. More red flags here. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong has been selling publicly his coin shares. Genesis has halted all withdrawals. DCG looking for a $1 billion loan. And so we're starting to see the same eerie playbook here that we've seen over the last few months. Starts with rumors. Founders then deny the rumors. Rumors then get stronger. Founders go silent. Still not heard from Barry Silbert. And then finally, RIP. And Digital Currency Group currently steps 1 through 4 complete. But in some unconfirmed reports here, over 121 Bored Ape Yacht Clubs have been hacked via a phishing scam where these monkey profile picture holders have been clicking on the link for the SBF and Caroline sex tape and getting phished on their accounts.
Bored Ape stolen.
So all eyes firmly back on the price action here, and we await the fallout from Digital Currency Group, Grayscale, the ETH hack, and more. I'll be bringing you the latest as it breaks, so stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, guys, and I'll leave you with this. Goodbye.
Okay, Sam was having meetings with Gary. Gary used to work for Glenn. Glenn is the papa of Caroline, and she was stooping Sam. It's regulatory time. capture of the highest degree. Assisted by the New York Times, a Congress and MIT.
Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions happening on FTX. No one knew how much risk was in that system until it all fell apart. Until it all fell apart. Until it all fell apart. We've never had customer losses until it all fell apart.
Sam was having meetings with Gary. Gary used to work for Glenn. Glenn is the papa of Caroline. She was stripping Sam. It's regulatory capture of the highest degree. Assisted by the New York Times, Congress and MIT.
Until it all fell apart. Until it all fell apart. We've never had customer losses until it all fell apart. Until it all fell apart. Until it all fell apart. We've never had customer losses until it all fell apart.